Greetings. My name is Clinton Lanier, and I'm a baby boomer. A lot of us are. There's 76.4 million of us nowadays as of January 2025. And a lot of people tease us about being boomers. Hey, boomer. Well, get this. The 76.4 million of us own 51.8% of the total wealth in the United States to the tune of $78.1 trillion. That's with a T, trillion. And why are we worth that much? Well, we had the blessing of being born after World War II during a huge economic boom in the United States. And from 1946 through the present date, the United States has done well and continues to do well. Now, because the boomers have so much wealth, there are a lot of people that would like to take that money from the boomers and put it in their own pockets. All you need to do is go on Facebook or any of these other platforms, and you can see ads on a daily basis of, "Hi, are you a baby boomer with a ton of money? I'm a financial advisor and you need my help to manage your money, and I'll only take 1% of your net asset value every year." Well, for me, no thanks. Let's say you've been a fortunate baby boomer and you have a 401k plan and a Roth IRA and a traditional IRA, and you've accumulated assets between $3 and $5 million, which is not unusual these days. Okay, that is not unusual. If you fall into that category, or even 1 million up to $7-8 million, that's not unusual. If you're paying 1% to a money manager, well, that could be between $10,000 and $80,000 a year that you're shelling out to somebody that you may not need to. It's exclusively your decision. Me, I don't do that. I think that's a lot of money in my book. I mean, $10,000 to $80,000 a year. I can put that to good use. I can take a nice vacation with my remaining years on between $10,000 and $80,000 a year, or I can just reinvest that and watch the money grow. So here's what I've done, and here's what I recommend you do your own research on. There is a guy called Warren Buffett, and you have probably heard of him, and he's been remarkably successful. And his advice to us is put your money in the S&P 500 index over the years, and it will grow. Now, if you look at the S&P 500 index return over the past 30 years, you'll be astounded as to how much your money would have grown if it had been in there for the past 30 years. That's what I did with my money, and I look at it and go, well, I've had a reasonably good return. Now, Warren Buffett suggests a 60-40 portfolio. That is 60% in stocks, 40% in perhaps bonds, or maybe 35% bonds and 5% cash. Well, that's pretty simple. How can you do this? Well, you could open an account at Vanguard if you don't already have one, and put 60% of your money in the S&P 500 index and 35% in the total bond index, 5% in a high yield money market fund, and you're on autopilot. And your expenses of doing that are probably, instead of 1 to 1.5% of your money flying out the window every year, it's 0.08%, which is a lot better than 1.0% or 1.5%. So you can keep the vast majority of your money and not have to shell it out by simply following the advice of Jack Bogle and Warren Buffett. Look those names up and read what they've done. And chances are, if you've accumulated that amount of money, You know what I'm talking about. Uh, but if you've accumulated it because of your IRA contributions through your employer over the years, you may not know how to manage that amount of money. And you may find yourself in retirement and you're looking at $1 million, $2 million, $5 million, and you may think you're rich, but you're not, because that money can only generate so much money going forward. So you have to be careful. You can't go out and buy a jet. You can't buy your own, huge yacht. Can you afford a smaller boat? Yeah. Can you maybe fly first class every now and then? Yeah. Should you? No, man, I fly coach. I get in the back. It's fine. Spend $80 on a one-way ticket to Raleigh instead of $400. I'm just happy back there. You don't need to spend a lot of money. Do you need to buy a Porsche? No, you don't need to buy a Porsche. Get a Subaru. Something reasonable. So it's all a matter of how much are you making, how much are you spending. If you balance those out, you're going to have a secure retirement, especially if you can manage your money yourself. So give that some thought. If you truly don't understand money, if you truly feel that managing your own portfolio is beyond your aptitude, or if you have a disability, then perhaps a money manager is for you. And there are bunches of them out there. But you will lose 1% of your assets under management, or alternatively, you can find an asset manager or advisor that will give you some advice for a fixed fee. Me, I just follow the teachings of Warren Buffett, put 60% in the S&P 500 index or the total stock market, 35% in bonds, 5% in cash. Spend less than you make, and you can hardly go wrong. But don't trust anybody on the internet that wants to try and make a buck off of you. Me, I don't want to make a buck off of you. I just want you to keep your money. I'm not selling you anything. I'm not giving you any specific advice. I'm just telling you what Warren Buffett recommends, what Jack Bogle recommends, and what I've done. And it's not bad. You can learn to live on less and keep more. And then if anything does happen, you'll have a nest egg sufficient to go through the rough times. All right, guys, you have a good time. Save your money, do your own research, and consider a 60-40 portfolio managed by you, not somebody else. Okay, see ya. Bye.